Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiance, pardon me. Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 4. Honeymoon Hiccups is the name of the episode. We're just going to get right to it. This is not going to be a long video. Because we're still wrapping up the weddings and getting ready for the pre-honeymoon stage before reality starts setting in. And as we've seen on Married at First Sight, reality sits in really quick. Sometimes it even starts on the honeymoon. So we're just going to get right into it. The first couple I want to talk is Jasmine and Aries. Now, last week when they got married, Aries' sister was just so against it, like was trying to really talk him out of it. But, he went on through with it and everything. Aries has had a tough life, and Jasmine came out of a tough relationship. Well, in this episode, we're post a wedding. We're about to just have the first night together, and then this is the episode where the day after the wedding, where everybody meets their in-laws and they get grilled and questioned and everything. So with Jasmine and Aries, one of the big topics with Jasmine is that his sister was asked by the producer, like, what do you think of Aries' new wife? And she just starts laughing and stuff. So, I mean, she's already against it. No matter what she says or tries to do, she's really against this marriage just because it's crazy to be married at first sight. But Jasmine revealed that she just got out of a 7-month relationship prior to her coming on the show. And she got out of that relationship, and the sister was like, well, it's still pretty fresh. Have you moved on from that situation? And Jasmine feels yes and everything. But it's just like the grilled, you're just getting this is the episode where you just get grilled by the in-laws. So I mean, I thought that was a big point. I do think Aries' sister just needs to relax a little bit. I think that they need to be a little bit more supportive. She needs to be a little bit more supportive as they do this journey together. So, I mean, not much went on with them in this episode. Like I said, there's that. Next couple I want to talk is Nicole and Chris. Now, we all know Chris. Chris is Mr. Nice Guy. I love Chris. He kind of reminds me of me a little bit. He's even better, way better than me. And I got to step my game up. But he's Mr. Nice Guy. Nicole had mentioned in last week's episode or this week's episode as well that that he's really nice, but he's too nice, and she doesn't want Chris to feel unappreciated. She wants to be able to try to return the kindness back that he's given her and stuff. And he carried her after their wedding, after the reception, he carried her into the bedroom and stuff and everything, and just was a proper gentleman. And Nicole is really quirky and stuff and everything. So they meet with their in-laws, and when Chris met with Nicole's parents, Nicole's dad was just like, "Are you a serial killer? Are you are you a con artist? Are you a bad person and all that?" And he's just like, Chris is like, "No, I'm a really good person," and it's just like, well, words are nothing. Actions. It just shows more action, really, when it comes to that. And that's true. But I do think Chris is a generally nice guy. I mean, Nicole's dad is coming in pretty strong a little bit, but I think Chris is a nice guy, and I think his kindness it'll be tested during this time, but I think that it will balance out Nicole's quirkiness, I feel like. And so, when Nicole met with Chris's family, she had mentioned sometimes if a guy tells me to not go out, to stay home, that's a no-go if she wanted to go out with her friends. Now we've seen a lot of ladies on Married at First Sight in past seasons that are still in that wanting to go out once a week with the girls and stuff and everything. It's fine to an extent, but when you're married, you got to really think about the other person, because plus you also got to think your age. Are you still in that lifestyle and everything? But yeah, it's just, you got to really think about that when you're married, especially when you're in your mid-30s, in my opinion. So that's what went on with Nicole Chris. And again, speaking of which and age and stuff, let's talk about Dominique and McKinney. Now, last week after Dominique and McKinney got married, Dominique forgot his name. She was calling him McKaylee, McKinney, and stuff. So now this couple, it's a little tricky because Dominique's family is just was told not really fond of him getting married at first sight because they're more traditional. They are more traditional and they like to do it the traditional way. So they were grilling him about, why are you marrying a stranger? This, and that. Like it's crazy. You know, we're more traditional on this, and that. And, you know, yeah, that was Dominique's, not Dominique's, that was McKinney's family who was more traditional. Dominique's family, you know, because Dominique is biracial. Her mother is African American and her dad is Caucasian, and they were worried about that if like McKinney has ever dated outside his race, and he admitted to like he's dated the Latinas and like went on dates with African American ladies and so forth and all that, and it doesn't really bother him, and that he is fully attracted to Dominique and stuff. Like, you know, the age a little bit. Dominique likes the older men. That's what she asked for because Dominique's 25. So the age might get in a little bit away of that, but yeah, McKinney's family was just like grilling Dominique with like, why are you like doing this so young, and like this is like crazy, but this and that. There's not. I understand the concern, but there's more concern, in my opinion, than support. So I do hope that McKinney's family can like support it a little bit more, and then like you know, Dominique is like filling it in and stuff. And I'm glad that McKinney's like family is not like, because Dominique's family is like, are you guys okay with the interracial relationship and everything? And you know, McKinney said yes and everything, but Dominique's family is like, I hope so, basically. So I mean, that's just that. Next couple I want to talk about is Gina and Clint. Now, Gina and Clint, so they revealed when they got married that they kind of live in the same apartment building or whatever, in the same building and stuff. Now, Clint, you know, when I watched the kickoff special, Stasha from last season in San Diego compared Clint and Mitch because they're older and because they're both in their 40s and stuff. Clint is a little bit more energetic than Mitch was from last season. I think Clint is more energetic. He's more like, he has no filter. He has no filter, and he's gonna say what he says and mean what he says. He's gonna make all kind of snarky jokes, and he has no filter. Like, you know, I don't think he's like Mitch. I think he's gonna be a little bit a male version of Lindsay from Boston, a little bit and stuff, but he has no filter. And, you know, he just wants to dive like right into it. And Gina is just going to be like, pump the brakes. Gina said in this episode she likes that he's funny and makes all kind of jokes and stuff. But I feel like in the future, that's all going to come to a head. So, you know, in this episode, you know, like, you know, as the couples are preparing for the honeymoon, like, you know, the big question, like when the experts do their little interviews is like, are y'all consummating the marriage at the wedding night? None of the 5 couples consummated their marriage on wedding night. And why? I don't, you know, because like, I mean, everybody says, well, you're married and you can, but at the same time, you just met your spouse that day at the altar. So yeah, but Gina and Clint, I like Gina. Clint is gonna be something to get used to. I don't know. He's gonna be a character. He's really gonna be a character. Last couple I want to talk about is Kirsten and Shaquille. So this is gonna be like my favorite. I like Shaquille. Kirsten is, I like her, but I'm starting to see some early red flags that I'm concerned about. She's not fond of him being a little bit younger, and she's not fond of the bald head, which kind of offends me a little bit. But we won't go into that. She's not, but I think Shaquille is working to be a very, very successful man, and I commend him one bit. Now, things got a little bit tricky with him. Like, you know, Kirsten's family during their reception was basically grilling him, like saying kind of saying the same things that like Nicole's parents were, like, you know, you're a lot of talk, but I want to see action. You know, like Kirsten's like siblings and stuff are like, yeah, a lot of talk, but I want to see action and all that. If you do anything, we coming for you. This, and that, and everything. And so in this episode, you know, they meet with the in-laws and everything, have the, you know, conversations or whatever. Kirsten is still building on attraction. She's still building attraction with him. I don't think she's really attracted to Shaquille. I hope that builds. But here's where things like really hit the fan. Shaquille has a speaking engagement and presentation that he has to do in Jackson, Mississippi, the day of where they leave for the honeymoon. Kirsten is upset. She was not happy at all. So Kirsten was like, we'll go, but you got a lot of making up to do. So my opinion in this situation, I'm kind of, it's a tough situation. I'm sort of in the middle when it comes to it, you know, because like you're leaving, you got to miss a day of the honeymoon because they wanted to be with the other couples when they go to Jamaica. They're all going to Jamaica for the honeymoon, and you have a speaking engagement. Perfect timing, especially after you got married and stuff. And Kirsten was like, you know, you got to make it up to me, and they got to miss a day of the honeymoon. So they go to Mississippi. She's stuck in the hotel room, upset about it. My opinion is that, again, I see half and half. Shaquille is working to be very successful. Very, very, he's going to be a very successful man when he gets out of Tennessee State. He's working hard to be successful, and he's trying, and I love that about him. I respect that so much about him, and I admire that from him. So I think Kirsten needs to be understanding on that. Now, in Kirsten's defense, they just got married. They want to go on a honeymoon to Jamaica, and now we're stuck in Mississippi. I get that too. But, you know, you're only missing one day of the honeymoon. Like, they're going to be, if you work through the marriage, you can go on plenty of other honeymoons. Yes, you want to be with the other couples. And like I said, it's only one day. It's only one day. It ain't going to kill you. It ain't going to hurt you. It's one day. Because we're like, are we leaving immediately after? And they were like, yes. So they're going to have to go from Mississippi all the way to Jamaica after his presentation. So Kirsten, as I mentioned, is coming off a little bit, you know, a little bit much. And I hope, you know, it's still early in the season. So I hope there's going to be a lot of growth. I'm expecting a lot of growth. I want to see a lot of growth from Aries, Clint, and Kirsten. Like those three, I want to see how this experience makes them grow. So yeah, that's where I would leave it at that. So yeah, not much went on this episode. You know, every season on Married at First Sight, after the weddings, they do the in-laws meet and greet and stuff and everything. I'm still like, you know, Aries' sister, like yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And I got a phone call coming, so I better take it. So I'll see you guys Sunday for 90 Day the Other Way.